Welcome back to Joe Knows the Barber Game. I got a special guest here with us today, Pastor Reverend Gary Brown, who's also come out of the barbering background as well. Now, I've been on this guy for over 20 years, and I remember when I was cutting his hair back at our shop in Fremont, he was like, man, you know what? One day I'm going to be a barber. And I knew he was serious. and for sure, and a couple of years later, guess what? He went ahead and went to school, got his barber license, and became a barber, and he started working in our barber shop. And then over some time, God called him out to preach, and he started preaching. So my question to you, I know there's some fellow ministers out there that's probably barbers as well. Mm-hmm. How is it being a minister, being a pastor, and a barber within that element of barbers? How do you control yourself, or how do you handle yourself with so many others that may not be saved? And then also those that come into the chair that you're sitting with. I know a lot of times barbers are counselors, so how does that play a role with you being in the ministry and also cutting hair when people are going through trial and errors?
They definitely go hand in hand. Like you said, barber is a counselor. If you look at what a barber was back in the day when it first started, the barber was the bartender, he was the doctor, he was the counselor, he was the jailer, he was the mortician. Man. So even now, barbers are more than just barbers. We do more than cut hair. We build relationships. At least that's what I try to do from my chair. And then being a minister, on several occasions, I had a chance to minister to people who were going through some life events, such as I ministered to a young man who had just lost his son, who had just drowned. I ministered to a young man who lost his grandmother, and they were very emotional, and I was able to pray with them and give them some words of encouragement. And I did that throughout my time in cutting hair, and I'm not done yet. Look up the commission barber for sure. But
and tell me where you at. Where you preaching at? Where you ministering at?
I'm the executive pastor of St. Paul Missionary Baptist Church of Modesto. Look us up. We begin service at 11 o'clock. You're more than welcome to come see us. Our senior pastor is Reverend Dr. Peter J. Edmonds.
Amen. Amen. One last question. What would you tell a barber that's just starting out at the barbershop his best way to build up his clientele at this barbershop? What would you say? Advertising? Is it consistency, being there on time? Is it the professional look, dressing properly?
It's all of that. All of that is important. It's the complete package is what a lot of people look at. Be willing to put in some long hours. Make sure that when you come to the shop, you're nice and neat, because you are a product of the product that you're selling. Make sure that you have your hair cut and nicely and lined up and everything, because nobody wants to get a cut from a barber who doesn't have a nice haircut. That's not going to work out.
They say the mechanic car always broke
exactly.
Down. The barber ain't got the cut.
Exactly. Be willing to put in long hours. Advertising, making yourself available, being at the shop. You can't build clientele sitting on your couch. So
right.
You actually have to be in the shop. Even if you're not cutting hair, you're meeting people. You're talking to people. Even if you're sweeping up the hair for your fellow barber who's cutting hair all day. Trust me, somebody's going to see that. And when a walk-in comes in, you'll be available. And that's how you build your clientele. When you do a good job, they'll come back.
Being there when nobody else is there. Staying consistent.
Being there when nobody else is. Yes, sir.
Well, thank you, sir, for dropping by. And hope that helped those that's inspiring to be barbers, inspiring to be your own barbershop owner one day. I hope that was something that could add to your tool belt. Again, thank you for stopping by. And remember, Joe knows the barber game. Thanks, sir.
Joe knows, not just Bo.